What the deuce? Stewie Griffin here. The following vlog is likely very offensive, and nothing produced by a misanthropic optimist should ever be watched, ever, by anyone. Who the devil do you think you are? Now sit back and enjoy.
The title of today's vlog is purposefully provocative. One, because I am a whore, and I'm hoping it will mean more people listening. And second, because it actually does a pretty good job of conveying how I feel in just a short title. So when I say false activism, what I mean is the act of doing something that is actually doing nothing, and then taking credit and even finding validation and joy and a feeling of accomplishment within yourself for doing nothing. So the following phrase is going to be used many times in this vlog, and I suggest if you find it offensive that if you haven't already signed off after the disclaimer from Stewie Griffin, that you close the video window now. Fucking do something. I realize those sound like drunken white guy fighting words, but they aren't. So if you've already been watching my vlog, you know that I launched after this Orlando massacre shooting story. And yes, once more, we're going to talk about it. But this topic and what I have to say today about it applies to all really sad, traumatic, any word you want to use, events that suck, basically, whether we're talking about the death of a single person being sick, or in this case, an enormous massacre. There's one phrase that I see on the internet over and over and over again that pisses me off more than any other. It is my thoughts and prayers to the victims. Your thoughts and prayers are worth exactly zero. Fucking do something. Fucking do something. Thoughts and prayers are nothing. This world is filled with examples of unanswered prayers. This world is filled with examples of thoughts not doing shit. Fucking do something. Anything. Do anything. Fucking do anything. What sort of message does it send, especially when it's somebody you care about, that the most you can muster are thoughts and prayers? You know, I love you so much that I am going to, for you, do something that doesn't even require me to put pants on. Do something that doesn't even require me to leave the house. Do something that takes nothing from my bank account. I will do something for you that is so meaningful that I can do it while I take a shit. Your thoughts and prayers do nothing for anyone, and if you don't believe me, why don't you just think and pray for a giant rose bush to bring joy to all of the unfortunate souls who might walk by your house? Think and pray for that as hard as you can, and just like the rest of your thoughts and prayers, that fucking rose bush isn't out there. Do fucking something. As I already mentioned, the world is filled with unanswered prayers. There are newborns with terminal illness. There are babies and children with cancer. There are kids that die because they didn't have access to things that we waste. Water, for example. There are people still in the world who die because they don't have access to the thing we drop our body waste into and send away. And you think that your utterance to God, to your ethereal sky daddy, you think so much of yourself and what this God thinks of you, that you believe the prayer you uttered for your friend who's going through a hard time, or for yourself and the sale that you hope you find when you go shopping for clothes today. You believe that that has so much power, it is worth uttering in the first place. And then you send it off to heaven past the prayers of healing for children, of healing for innocent lives. But no, your thoughts and prayers are with them. Fucking do something. Now, I am part of the millennial generation, as much as I don't like to admit it. And millennials, even those that practice religion, are more secular than ever. And in a lot of ways, my generation has its own version of prayer, and that is Facebook posts. Now, sometimes it's used to make the post, my thoughts and prayers with so-and-so. I'm not a big Twitter user, but I imagine it's the same. My thoughts and prayers with the victims of the Orlando shooting. Fuck your thoughts and prayers. Fucking do something. Back to the posts. There is this belief now that by expressing yourself completely, you have done the world such a favor that it need not ask for anything else. Now, I know millennials are poor. I know that our generation has a debt problem, especially with student debt and such, and that the system is against us. But there are so many free ways to volunteer. And it's funny when you hear, I don't have the time, my schedule is full, I have too much school and all of this. But that same utility they use for their fake activism, where they called out somebody or called out some issue or said some politician is stupid, that's the same utility they're posting the photos of them spending money doing dumb shit. Now, I'm not saying don't go out and have fun. I'm not saying people who go out to the bars are automatically evil. What I'm saying is fucking do something. Even if you usually hate doing anything, I promise there are things you can do from your home to help. And if you're willing to take a step out of your goddamn air-conditioned apartment, there are literally charities that the only thing they ask of you is to fucking walk. Walk. Fucking do something. Fucking do anything. Fucking walk. I think it'd be really funny here if I had some sort of vlog sponsor, and as I'm getting really passionate and upset, it just like comes on. It's like, this episode brought to you by Crystal Light. Anyway, I'm tired of the bullshit. I'm tired of this fake activism. I'm tired of seeing thoughts and prayers. Your life is not that interesting. Even if it's true and that's the most you can muster, I don't fucking care if you're thinking about them. I don't fucking care if you're praying about them. I fucking care about them. And how dare you try and take any attention away from it, unless you're going to claim that this is somehow some fucking form of awareness that you're bringing to people. Guess what? People fucking heard about it. People read CNN. People see the news. Guess what's on your news feed every goddamn day? News. And usually it's reposting. And if you want to raise awareness, fine. Go ahead and repost the goddamn article. But stop talking about your fucking thoughts and prayers, because this isn't fucking about you. Fucking do something. Tone change. If for some reason you haven't figured out what's wrong with you and it means that you enjoy listening to me ramble on about bullshit, do subscribe to the YouTube channel and also follow me on my Facebook page. You can find the link in the description below. Following which, I would recommend you make an appointment with a therapist because it may already be too late.